At an age when most men slow down, Chuck Norris doesn't just stay in motion, he accelerates.
Hi, son.
Hi, Dad. What are you doing?
Just warming up.
Oh, I see that.
While others chase longevity, Chuck embodies it.
But I train regularly, and age is just a number as far as I'm concerned.
Not with luck, not with genes, but with purpose. They say age is a number. For Chuck, it's a number he outpaces every morning. Because before dawn even hints at the horizon, he's already begun. And by the time the world yawns into its day, he's won half the battles others never even see. This is not a fantasy. This is his routine. This is the Norris Protocol. 4:30 a.m. The Texas sky is still a blanket of ink when the whisper comes. No alarm, no snooze button, just rhythm. Decades of rhythm. Chuck's eyes open, and within seconds he's moving. The wooden floors creak beneath his feet. Not from protest, but recognition. Outside, coyotes cry secrets across the ridgeline. A single star blinks through the dark like a sentinel. Peaceful, sacred, still. The kind of stillness that belongs only to the disciplined. Where other men reach for slippers and coffee, Chuck reaches for the floor. 50 push-ups. Slow, deliberate, nose grazing the boards. Breath married to heartbeat, no mirror, no playlist, no audience. Only intent. When the last rep bites, he pauses. Not from fatigue, from reverence. One sentence, a prayer of gratitude. Then he rises into his day like a man who already conquered it. Before the world awakens, Chuck has already done the one thing most people avoid. He's kept a promise to himself. The kitchen. First meal, not elaborate, strategic, a chilled glass bowl. Blueberries, deep blue, nearly black, not tossed in randomly, placed with intent. These aren't just berries, they're ammunition. Inside each one, anthocyanins to battle cellular decay, fiber to regulate blood sugar, vitamin C, nature's own collagen carpenter. Chuck doesn't skip them, ever. Some days, he eats them plain. Other times, he blends them with water drawn from beneath his own land.
Hey Chuck, this Seaforce water is amazing. How did you get such a crisp, delicious artesian water?
It's underground on my Texas ranch.
A well so deep and clean that it birthed its own brand. But branding isn't what matters here. Function is. To Chuck, these blueberries are a reminder. Youth doesn't vanish overnight, it erodes slowly. And it can be fortified at the cellular level. While most people wait for problems before acting, Chuck wages war before the first sign of weakness. Morning light warms the windows. A skillet comes alive. 3 eggs crack, settle into grass-fed ghee. Their yolks shine vibrant orange, a glow only nature can create and only free-roaming hens can provide. Chuck cooks slow, no rush, low heat, pink salt, wilted spinach. The scent is earthy, primal. These eggs aren't chosen for nostalgia, they're chosen for function. Choline to keep the brain sharp, lutein to guard his vision. And most importantly, vitamin K2, the unsung hero that ferries calcium into bones instead of arteries. Keeping joints mobile, heart clear, he eats standing, because sitting, for Chuck, is a reward, not a default. His breakfast isn't just food, it's reinforcement. Every bite is a building block in the fortress he spent decades constructing. Fueling the fighter. The year Chuck left Walker, Texas Ranger, a ranch hand introduced him to a new kind of protein. Grass-fed bison, leaner than beef, higher in creatine, rich in B vitamins. It wasn't just a meal, it was a revelation. Now, years later, that tradition endures. He rubs a flank in garlic, paprika, and pepper, grills it over mesquite, lets it char at the edges, ruby at the center. 4 ounces, more protein than most shakes. But this isn't about macros, it's about meaning. While the bison rests, Chuck performs a 5-minute kata on the porch. Fluid, focused, ancient. Each kick pumps fluid through joints that others his age have long since surrendered to surgery. Bison fuels the muscle. Ketas keep the machine oiled. Together, they form a loop that has defied time for decades. Lunch is unassuming, but it hits harder than it looks. A towering salad of kale, arugula, and mustard greens, clipped from his raised beds near the stable. Fork after fork, his bloodstream floods with magnesium to calm nerves, vitamin A to protect vision, natural nitrates that expand blood vessels like riverbeds in spring. His dressing, homemade, olive oil, apple cider vinegar, garlic, lemon. No processed sugar, no rancid seed oils, just fuel with a pulse. He eats quietly, chews thoroughly, because digestion starts in the mouth, and Chuck respects beginnings. He doesn't chase shortcuts. He honors systems. Even a salad becomes a ceremony. Mid-afternoon. The recliners of America are full of men twice Chuck's size and half his energy. He doesn't join them. Instead, he straps on weighted boots and returns to the Total Gym he endorsed decades ago.
The folks at Total Gym have asked me to take 60 seconds to tell you why I use the Total Gym. Well, I use it because it works.
Not as a pitch, but as a principle. Incline pull-ups, reverse squats, core pikes, 20 minutes, no excuses. Then it's outside to the barn wall, medicine ball in hand, twist, slam, catch, 40 reps each side. The rhythm is brutal, but it's the kind of brutality that saves you, that maintains rotational power and keeps a spine young enough to pivot, kick, fall, rise, and do it all again. Strength isn't about flexing, it's about function, about being ready to carry what matters. Cowboy coffee that rebuilds the core. Beside the barn wall, a mason jar cools. Inside, bone broth, knuckles, carrots, onions, vinegar. Simmered all night, it's not a recipe. It's a ritual. Chuck drinks it slow, like tea. It coats his gut with gelatin, soothes his nervous system with glycine, and restores the minerals lost to sweat and grit. It's not trendy. It's timeless. The kind of drink passed down by cowboys, then validated by scientists. For every modern breakthrough, Chuck has already found a natural version, proven through time, not trend. The minimalist medicine cabinet supplements? Just two. One is vitamin D3 with K2 for bones and blood flow. The other is a probiotic, vetted by Gina, researched with care. No mountains of pills, no powders with neon labels. Everything else? He earns it through movement, breath, food, and sleep. Chuck's longevity isn't outsourced. It's built by hand, meal, and mile. Evening rituals. The slow descent, 6 p.m. Chuck walks the perimeter fence with his dogs. 2 miles of fence, 2 miles of meditation. Each post a marker of the life he's built. Back home, he foam rolls for 10 minutes. Then hangs from a doorway bar to decompress the spine. Then lowers into a 5-minute squat hold. Knees bent, heels grounded, body stable. Most men his age can't even attempt it. Dinner follows. If a neighbor's fishing trip was fruitful, it's wild-caught salmon. If not, lentil chili slow-cooked in cast iron. Maybe sweet potatoes, maybe brown rice. But never in excess, and always paired with fat and protein, so insulin stays quiet and sleep hormones rise. Screens go off at 8 o'clock. No blue light, no endless scroll. Instead, he journals. 1 gratitude, 1 lesson, 1 intention. The body sleeps best when the mind has let go. Chuck empties his before the world gets a chance to fill it, the negatives he never lets in. There's what he does, but there's also what he refuses. No processed sugar since 1993. No alcohol since his twins were born in 2001. No seed oils. No smoking. No energy vampires. He guards his body like it's sacred, because it is. True health isn't just about what you add, it's about what you never allow back in. Your 7-day Norris Challenge. You may not own a ranch, or 1,000 acres, or a wellspring of ancient water. But that's not the point. This isn't about copying Chuck Norris. It's about modeling consistency, effort, and respect for the process. Here's your challenge for the next 7 days. Morning, pick 1. 20 push-ups before coffee. Add blueberries to your breakfast. Cook eggs in real butter, not seed oil. Afternoon, pick 1. 10-minute walk after lunch. Replace 1 processed snack with raw nuts. Do 50 bodyweight squats. Evening, pick 1. Journal 3 gratitudes before bed. Turn off screens. 1 hour early. Do a 2-minute plank. That's it. 3 simple swaps. Start with just 1 if that's all you can handle. The principles scale. The protocol adapts, but only if you begin, because time will pass either way. The only question is whether you ride it like a well-trained horse or let it drag you like a runaway steer. Chuck made his choice decades ago. Drop a comment below with which challenge you're starting with. Hit subscribe if you want more legendary routines. And remember, consistency beats perfection. Now, the reins are in your hands.